Listen, anybody you've ever heard of that teaches this shit has always said, read the damn question. Just read the effing question. You have to do that. I'm now going to show you an example, 3 examples of when not reading the question can absolutely screw you up. So let's get into it. Okay, so here's the first question. I'm going to go through all 3, and at the end, I'm going to show you answers. Or I'm going to be a real jerk and make you join my live on Thursday night and get the answer. Company ABC announces a 3-for-2 common stock split as of the record date, May 31st. A customer owns 500 shares of ABC non-convertible preferred at $30 per share as of the close of business on record day. After the split has been completed, how many preferred shares will this customer own and at what price per share? A, 750 at 20, B, 333 at 45, C, 500 at 30, or D, 1,500 shares at $45 per share. So you can do that, press pause, try to figure it out, and on to the next question. Okay, question number dos. A customer has held 250,000 shares of restricted shares, I say that every damn time, of company ABC for 13 months. ABC currently has 20 million shares outstanding, and its weekly average for the 4 previous weeks' trading volumes is $220,000, 220,000 shares. Under the SEC Rule 144, what is the maximum number of shares that are permitted to be sold? A, 55,000, B, 200,000, C, 220,000, D, 250,000. That's question number 2. Question number 3. If interest rates decline in the short term, which of the following investments is the most likely to have the greatest decrease in price? Okay. A, short-term U.S. bond ETFs. B, long-term U.S. bond ETFs. C, 2 times the inverse of the long-term U.S. ETF. And D, 2 times the long-term U.S. bond ETF. Okay, those are the 3 questions, okay? Those are the 3 questions we're going to go over. And you have to remember, you're going to go through them, you're going to answer them, and then I don't know if I want you to put them in the comments because I don't want other people to get it and be like, oh, I know my shit. I want you to learn this, okay? So what we're going to do is you're going to do that, and then you're going to join me on one of the lives and hear it. I'm going to give you the answers, so you're good, so you'll know if you're right or not. But if you want to tell me that you got them or didn't get them, or maybe what you were thinking, why I'm wrong or something, join my live on Tuesday and Thursdays and let me know. Okay, so let's go through the questions. Okay, back to this. So company ABC announces a 3-for-2 common stock split as of the record date, May 31st. So let's do this. So we bought them. Okay, if we own the shares on the record date, we'll go like normal stock split. What will we do, right? So how will we do this? We do 3 for 2, 3 divided by 2. That gives us 1.5, okay? So we would get 1.5. We would get 1.5 times. So I would normally take the 500 shares, multiply it by 1.5, and I get 750, right? And then I would take the 30 and divide that by 1.5 and get 20. So you would think that I would get 700. I would now have 750 shares worth 20. Here's why you're wrong. What kind of shares? Preferred stock. They don't get stock splits. They get cash dividends. That's it. They do not get stock dividends. They do not get stock splits. And they even said non-convertible. So even then, there's no dilution. There's not a non-dilutive feature where they change anything. So all this is wrong. The answer is you're going to own 500 shares at 30 a share. It doesn't freaking change. You got to read the question. I hope that explains it. You got to read the question. This is a real question that you will absolutely see on the exam. Okay. Number 2, a customer has held 250,000 shares. I keep saying that restricted shares of company ABC for 13 months. Now, the reason they say 13 months, that's not part of the trick. The reason they 13 months is because restricted shares are either held for 6 or 12, right? So if it's a reporting company, it's held for 6 months, okay? If it's a non-reporting company, they have to hold it for 13. So they always are going to pick 13. So this way, there's no like, oh, wait, is it reporting or not? We know that they've held it long enough. ABC currently has 20 million shares outstanding, and its weekly average for the 4 weeks trading volume is 220,000 shares. Under 144, what is the maximum number of shares that are permitted to be sold? Okay, back to this. So this is a customer owns 250,000 shares. So let's do the whole 144 game. Let's do that. We'll say, okay, 1% of ABC is 200,000, and the average trading volume is 220. So we know that for control people or affiliates, 10%, more than 10%, partners, officers, directors, they have to follow 144 forever, right? So here we go. So we have it's the greater of the two, right? So 200,000 or 220. So we're going to think 220 is the answer. I like that. Okay. Here's the problem. Read the damn question. It's a customer that doesn't say they're affiliated or anything. They're a 1%. They're a little over 1%. So they're not control. So the answer is 250. They can sell everything. Boom. Under 144, control people have to follow it. It doesn't say they're under that restriction. So they're not subject to the volume restrictions. They can sell the 250. Now, if this was a CFO or an officer or a 12% owner, then yes, 220,000 would be the answer. But it's not, because it just said customer. Read the damn question. If interest rates decline in the short term, which of the following investments is most likely to have the greatest decrease in price? Okay, that's fine. So we're going to look for, so if rates go down, prices go up. I like that. So if the rates are going down, we want to find the one that's going to move down the most. Okay, so here we go. So normally you think, okay, if the rates go down, which is going to go up? We would probably normally look for which is going to go up the most. They're asking for a decrease, okay? So if we have bonds going down, if we have rates going down, okay, then prices are going to go up normally. So a short-term U.S. bond fund, that would go up. A long-term U.S. bond fund, that would go up even more. So we're thinking about that. And then a 2 times long, that goes even more. So we really like that one, because not only is it going to move, it's going to move twice as much, but it's going to go up. They didn't ask up, they asked down. Okay. They said what goes down. So remember, if rates go down, bonds go up. So what's going on? Well, that's weird, right? So why would rates go down and bonds go down? Because it's an inverse. Remember, if you have an inverse ETF, it's going to go the other way. And here's the other thing to remember. Look, bullish, bullish, bullish is going to bearish. So you pick the one that doesn't belong. But obviously, if you don't read this and you rush through, okay, if you don't read this and you rush through and you say, oh, if the rates go down, and you're like, oh, which one's going to move the most? You may miss the word decrease. Speed kills, my friend. Speed kills, okay? So this is no good because this would go up. This is no good because it would go up. This is no good because it would go up a lot, but it would also go the wrong way. This is the right one since it goes opposite of the bonds, right? So normal bonds, if the rates go down, the prices go up. But if it's an inverse, if the rates go down, the bonds go down. Boom, okay? So that's what we're asking for. You buy this 2 times inverse bond ETF, that's going to be the one that goes down the most. 1, it's leverage, and 2, it's an inverse. Hope that helps a little bit. That's the whole thing about reading the question. You gotta read the question. You can't not, okay? That is the whole game here, is that you need to read the question. If you take your time and read every word, you'll pick these things up. If you rush through and just try to learn buzzwords, you're gonna get your ass kicked, okay? You gotta make sure that you're on track and just taking your time. That's why I don't like people taking a million questions. I want you to learn this stuff. The more you know, the more that you learn this stuff and understand it, they can throw tricks at you. I fall for tricks. Trust me, I sometimes read it too fast and I mess up. It happens, okay? But I'm good at what I do and I know this shit cold. I can do this shit in my sleep, and I have, okay? So the point is, even though I know my shit, I make mistakes. So I got to slow down too. So everyone needs to slow down and read every word. Because if you know the stuff, you're most likely not going to be tricked. So let's do this together. We're all together. Join me every Tuesday and Thursday night, 8:30 p.m. on YouTube. Also, don't forget I have my membership classes that you can hit the join button below and subscribe and share this stuff, because it is super helpful, I think. And if it isn't, well, go screw yourself and go somewhere else. Y'all.